if you're just jumping on, of course, 2 breaks a strap if you have them. Oh, I'm going to get myself ready. Okay. All right. So, 2 bricks a strap. Today our apex pose is going to be full wheel Urdhva. That may or may not resonate with you today. All good. But our practice is about authenticity, developing authenticity. And this idea started with, I bought this magazine called Mantra Wellness. It's one I've never seen before. It's kind of a cool magazine, a lot of artwork. But this quote is by Jim Morrison. So let's start there. Sit up tall, let the shoulders draw down, relax your face. Jim Morrison of The Doors. The most important kind of freedom is to be what you really are. You trade in your reality for a role. You trade in your senses for an act. You give up your ability to feel, and in exchange, put on a mask. There can't be any large-scale revolution until there's a personal revolution on an individual level. It's got to happen inside first. So authenticity is tied into tapping into our inner self, right? So the inner self is an individual's personal internal identity, one that is distinct from the identities defined by external social forces and relationships. It is closely linked to a person's values, beliefs, goals, and motivations. The term also implies a level of authenticity not associated with external identities and labels. It is the true self. Many refer to the inner self as the soul, particularly in spiritual contexts. Meditation and yoga have been used for thousands of years as a way to tune into the body and access and align with the inner self. The inner self is a state of consciousness that can be accessed through meditation and introspection, which promote greater self-awareness and acceptance. Yoga philosophy views each person's core self as perfect, but aims to help bring awareness to negative patterns or thoughts that may not be serving a person's higher purpose. Yoga is the process of cleaning the mind of all the things that keep the true inner self from shining through. And I'm going to share this, a great article I'll post it on Facebook later. It's from Psychology Today. It's long, so I can't share everything, but about developing authenticity. Being authentic means that you act in ways that show your true self and how you feel. Rather than showing people only a particular side of yourself, you express your whole self genuinely. That means to succeed in being authentic, you first have to know who your true self actually is. We are constantly balancing inner and outer aspects of ourselves in order to better fit in, become more successful, or maybe find love. We are driven to find our place in society, and we want to be respected for who we truly are and what we have to contribute. Many of us are propelled even further, desiring to know and live our purpose, to find deeper meaning in our lives, our dharma. But at the same time, we live in a society that values superficiality, that strives for perfection, and defines success as the dollars in your bank account, not by how well we live our values every day. So how are we to be authentic in spite of the messages that try to convince us to be someone else? Why overcoming our inauthenticity is so hard. We were molded as children by our parents, teachers, religions, peers, and society to fit in. As a result, we develop beliefs, thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that keep us acting in the ways we were taught to act, not in the ways that make us feel like our authentic self. This version of ourselves can be thought of as the adaptive self, the self that prioritizes fitting in, getting along, and generally doing what we're told. This self is not without value and purpose. It helps us be functioning members of society. But if you're feeling inauthentic, the adaptive self is running your life. To reclaim your authenticity, you need to discover your authentic self, the self that prioritizes living according to your values, pursuing your purpose, and fighting for the causes you care about. For most of us, our authentic self is buried deep in our unconscious, where it remains hard to identify and let out. So it's a lot there. So let's take a few deep breaths. A deep breath in with your mouth closed. Open your mouth and sigh. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, realign the spine. Let's bring the index fingers and thumbs together, and we're gonna come into Goddess Mudra today. So stepping into our inner goddess, and you can let the hands just kind of be out to the sides or just let them down. So index finger and thumb touching together. Let's come to Ujjayi breath for a few moments. So one of the most significant ways we can really tap into our authentic self, our inner self, is our breath. Let the breath move us into this deeper heart space, deeper true heart space. Maybe see if you can pull your breath down, either into the heart chakra, which is just above the sternum, or your anatomical heart. Take another 2 breaths. And then we'll just pause. And then let's open up the eyes. If you're using my playlist today, it's called Remind Me. Megan Miller, Remind Me. All right. So as I said earlier, if you're just catching up with us, we're going to start with legs up the wall, or do a supported shoulder stand with a block underneath you. So here we're going to come into supported shoulder stand. So you're going to come up to the wall. Now, if that's not accessible, just take your block. Or if you don't want to do it, it's fine. You can bring your block underneath your sacrum and sit on your block and let your legs lift up. Legs on the wall is one of my favorite postures, and I just really thought we could use that today. So as you settle in there for a moment, I'll share a bit more of this article. So take a couple breaths, make yourself relaxed. So here are some ways we can develop our authenticity. Observe yourself objectively. Learn to observe yourself and how you're like you're a fly on the wall. Watch yourself as you live in your present moments. Observing how your adaptive self, that's the self we create to fit in, behaves. What it believes, how it reacts under pressure, and how it responds to challenges. Practice noticing these responses, if they feel authentic, and which ones feel inauthentic. And then you can begin to notice the falseness and begin to see glimmers of truth underneath. Examine family belief systems to develop authenticity. Most people were raised in some sort of family-style environment during their earliest, most vulnerable years. Think back to episodes in your childhood. This doesn't have to be today, I'm just giving some ideas. Episodes that lead you to stop being your authentic self and instead adopt some other way of existing in this world. By examining where the behaviors come from, we can learn a lot about our authentic selves. Identify discrepancies. Try to be aware of discrepancies between your actions and your beliefs. Remember, the adaptive self just wants to fit in. So it can often act in ways that are inconsistent with our authentic selves. If we want to be more authentic, we have to notice and address the discrepancies between our beliefs and our actions. Develop the courage to face your fears. Our authentic self often has a lot of fear, sadness, and anger. Our true selves were hurt, and that's why the adaptive self takes over. However, the difficult secrets we hide from ourselves are what make us who we really are. So as much as possible and as slowly as you need to, courageously explore the truth of what makes you who you are. Identifying, experiencing, and accepting and letting go of these buried emotions is exactly what fuels the authentic self. Explore your values, your ethics, and living our values is an effective way to live more authentically. Love yourself and have compassion for others to develop authenticity, because it takes self-love for our authentic selves to emerge, embedding more love and compassion within ourselves and with others. So now if you have your legs up the wall, just bend your knees and let your feet touch on the wall. If your legs are up, bend your knees. And if you're in the supported shoulder sound, bring your feet down, touch the earth, and you'll pause for a moment there. We've got our legs up the wall. We're just pausing here with our feet on the wall. And then let your feet walk down the wall and rest your feet by the baseboard for a moment. If you're in supported shoulder stand, take out the block and let your back come back down. Great. And then if you were at the wall, press your hands down, come up gently. If you were in the supported shoulder stand, let's all come up. We're gonna meet in tabletop. All right, and then in tabletop, bring your forearms down and interlace your hands. Really press your arms down. So we're coming into like a dolphin arm. We're gonna add some cat-cow here. So keep the arms grounded. Pull the navel in and now drop the belly so the shoulder blades draw down to the back. All right, and let's just move back and forth. So find your cat-cow here. It's gonna feel different. All right, good. Now let's come to neutral. We're going to step the feet back on the mat. Dolphin plank. Step back. Press your heels back. Try to line your shoulders up in line with your hips. I like to look forward to strengthen the neck. That may not feel accessible for you. You can look at your hands. Ujjayi breath. So finding the fire in the solar plexus. And the third chakra. Good, let's bring the knees down. Catch your breath for a moment. And then we're gonna lift into a dolphin pose from here. Keep the arms down, curl the toes, lift the knees up. It might feel nice to step your feet wide. We haven't really done anything with our hamstrings yet. Or keep your feet more like hip width apart. And don't worry about your heels stretching all the way to the ground, they may not. Press the arms down, the head floats. Squeeze the inner upper arms toward the center to really turn on the chest muscles. Let's take a few cleansing breaths. One more full inhale and an exhale. Lift your heels, bring your knees down. Release your hands. Let's bring the big toes together, widen the knees and ease back. And then we'll drop the forehead into the mat or the ground and rest here. Child's pose. All right, now lift the head. We're going to come back into dolphin hands, and we're going to kind of do a vinyasa between dolphin and down dog. So here, keep the arms grounded, curl the toes, lift the hips up, dolphin pose. Lift the heels, bring the knees down, open the hands, press into the fingertips, the finger pads, and stretch the hips up and back into down dog. Lift the heels, bring the knees down. Bring your hands, interlace the hands, and we're gonna lift into dolphin pose. Lift your heels, bring the knees down, open the hands, press into the down dog. Lift the heels one more time, bring the knees down, let's come into dolphin. Lift the hips up. Lift the heels, bring the knees down, one more time, down dog. So I don't know, sometimes dolphin isn't the most favorite posture, but anything you repeatedly do becomes stronger, right? It's a pattern. So maybe we can learn to like that pose, or I can learn to like that pose a little bit more. One more full inhale, and an exhale. Good, now step into the left foot, right leg lifts. Pull the knee in and step through with the right leg. So you're gonna step through with the right leg. All right, bring the left knee down, and then we're gonna keep the left hand on the ground and reach the right arm up. So taking this hip flexor low lunge with a twist. Now bring the arm out in front of you. Plug the shoulder into its socket, and we're gonna take a few circles backwards. And as you finish this next one, reach back with your fingertips. Maybe your gaze follows your fingertips. All right, now let's bring the gaze down. So take the left hand over to this left hip and roll your shoulder back, away from your ears. Release the right arm, bringing the right hand to the ground. Curl the back toes, lift the knees, stretch. Now here, kind of just be organic. Like you could take some kind of circles, kind of twist a little bit back and forth, but with your navel center drawing in and up. So we've got the back protected. Very good. And then we're gonna bring the left knee down, bring both hands to the inside edge of the right foot. Press into the whole right foot and then straighten the right leg, pull the toes up. Now if this is too tight for you, bring your hands onto your block. Right, so we'll glide back and forth here a few times. Good. Now as we bring the right foot flat, we're gonna take a turn. So take your toes over to the right, and you're gonna face the side of your mat coming into gate pose to start with. And now we're gonna turn our right foot and come into a kneeling side angle pose. In kneeling side angle pose, bring your fingertips and thumbs together, fan out your fingertips in goddess, pull the navel center in and up. All right, now we're gonna keep the goddess and bring the right forearm onto the right thigh, stretch and reach your left arm up and over your ear. On the inhale, pull your left elbow to your left hip, exhale, reach and stretch the top arm. Inhale, bend, and exhale, straighten. One more time, inhale, bend, and exhale, straighten. Open back up. From here, open your hands to your palms to the floor. I'm gonna turn to the left and come back to center and turn to the right. Come back to center. Take your right foot, turn it to parallel. Pick up your toes. Bring the right hand toward the right knee. Let's take a kneeling Parigasana side bend. And then open the arms out. Touch the ground. Pull your left toes back. We'll come into half splits and hold it for a couple of breaths. Hips, hamstrings, really important in back bending. I'll take a few moments here. And then place the right foot flat. Curl your back toes, lift, step into plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Your version, you could bring the knees down or lower straight down. And then let's lift the hips up and back into down dog and hold and breathe. Stepping into the right foot, left foot lifts. Pull the knee to center, step all the way through. All right. We're gonna bring the right knee down into a deep stretch for our hip flexors. And then keep the right hand on the ground, stretch the left arm up. Then now take the left arm forward, plug the shoulder into its socket. Drop the left hand down and let's take a few circles. Creating range of motion here. And as we come through the circles, stretch, reach your left fingertips back. Look down for a moment and reach your left hand behind you to the right thigh. Draw the shoulder back. You can even open to the side. But we'll release that and bring the left hand to the floor. Inside of your left foot. Keep your knee back and then straighten your left leg. And then let's move back and forth here. Good. All right, now the left foot's gonna flatten so that you can turn into the kneeling gay pose. So take your left toes back. As you come around, left toes in line with the right knee, and we'll rise up. We're gonna turn the left foot so it's facing away from us and create goddess arms. Goddess mudra with our hands. Okay, pull the navel center in and up. Take the left forearm against the left thigh. Reach and stretch the right arm up. You can feel the whole side of your body opening. And then inhale, bend the elbow. Exhale, reach the arm over the ear. Inhale, bend. And exhale, lengthen. One more time. Inhale, bend. And exhale, lengthen. Good. Open back up. Palms to the ground. Take a turn to the left. We'll come back to center. Take a turn to the right. Come back to center. You might notice like that felt a lot tighter for me on that arm, that shoulder, that position. Good. Now bring the hands down. We're going to take the right toes back and take half split. Pull the left toes up. And breathe. All right, now left foot's going to flatten. Pick up the back knee. Elevate. Step back. Slink. Chaturanga Dandasana. Into Adho Mukha Shavasana down dog. Let's breathe here. 5 full breaths, focusing on the exhalation, the letting go. Good, lift your heels, bend the knees, step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold, rise up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. Pressing your feet down, reach your arms up, palms touch. Thighs back, pelvic floor lifts. Urdhva Hastasana, a standing back bend. And then neutralize the spine, fold toward the ground. Inhale, halfway up, monkey stretch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold, bend both knees. Touch the ground, step the left foot straight back. I'm gonna keep the left hand on the ground, reach the right arm forward, plug the shoulder into its socket. Now, let's take this right arm up. Reach the right arm back. Take the right hand to the left thigh. Reach the right arm up. Bring the right hand down, warrior one. Widen the right foot if that's helpful. Spin the left foot flat. Shorten your pose if that serves your body. Right? Reach the arms up, drive the right hip crease back, and lift the left ankle away from the ground. Virabhadrasana 1. Good, now kick off your right heel and straighten your leg, and then bend your knee to lunge. Kick off your right heel, straighten, and let's bend the knee. One more time, kick off the heel, and then bend the knee. Pull the arms behind the back, bend the elbows, stretch the knuckles to the back heel. Big inhale, and exhale, fold. Rise back up, and reach the arms up, warrior one. Walk the right foot over and into your two, warrior two. And let's bring our fingertips and thumbs together. Open up the right hand, reverse warrior with goddess mudra. Open the arms out. Take a deep breath in, straighten your right leg, stretch to the right. Triangle pose, hold the goddess mudra if you'd like. You might gaze to your left middle finger or look straight out, or bring your gaze to your right big toe. Press into the feet to come Come back into warrior two, reverse the warrior. Open the arms out, take an inhale, exhale, straighten the right leg, stretch to the right, Trikonasana, triangle pose. And rise up and bend the right knee. Windmill down, touch the floor. Roll off with your left heel, step back, plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana, you can rock forward, lower partway down, and flip your feet, coming into up dog if you're ready. And then up and over the toes. Let's hold and breathe here in down dog for a couple moments. Inhale, lift the heels, exhale, bend both knees, step or hop in, monkey stretch. Fold forward, rise up, palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart. All right, let's go the other way. Pressing into the feet, reach the arms up, exhale, fold. Lengthen monkey. Touch the ground, step all the way back, right foot. Coming into straight leg runner's lunge. Right hand to the ground. Let's see, we're gonna take the left arm forward, plug the shoulder into its socket, and then take the left arm up. Left hand reaching behind us to that right thigh. Let the left arm lift back up, left hand down, warrior one. Focus on a strong inhalation. Really connect your feet to the floor, pada bandhas, the foot blocks, so that we fire up the legs. Hard to be your authentic self if you're not strong. Good, now kick off your left leg and pull your toes up, and then bend your knee to lunge. Inhale, oops, that's exhale, straighten, inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, inhale, bend. One more time, exhale, straighten, and inhale, bend. Pull the arms behind us, bend the elbows, stretch the knuckles toward the back heel. Deep breath in. Exhale, humble warrior. Good, rise up and reach the arms up. Bring the left foot over into two. Let's come into warrior two. Create goddess mudra with your fingertips. Reverse the warrior with the goddess mudra, and then open the arms out. Take an inhale, exhale, straighten the left leg, stretch, and let's widen the arms, coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Rise up and bend the left knee, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Open the arms wide, take an inhale. Exhale, straighten, stretch to the left, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Rise up and bend the left knee. Windmill down to side, one add or subtract with vinyasa. So we can step back, plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Into our back bends. Up and over the toes into down dog. And let's hold and breathe here. One more full inhale and an exhale. Lift your heels, bring the knees down. Let's look forward. Squeeze the inner arms together. We'll take the traditional cat cow, drop the belly, melt the heart. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Moving just behind the breath. Right, now come to neutral. And then let's walk the knees back. We're going to come onto the belly. Cross your arms, drop your forehead, rock a little bit from side to side. And let's check in here. Just feeling that connection to the earth, And when we are not connected to our authentic self, it's hard to be grounded. It's hard to be rooted in who we are and what we believe and what we think. All right, from here, let's lift up onto the forearms and we'll come into Sphinx pose. So letting the elbows press down, the shoulders and ears separated. As you close your eyes, notice, is there any tension or tightness across your brow, in your jaw, in your neck? So sometimes we have habitual patterns of holding things that are not in alignment with ourselves and our physical body. Let's bring the tongue to the palate, the space behind the teeth, Ujjayi Pranayama. One more breath there. Now opening up the eyes. If you have a strap, you're going to take the strap and take a bound locust. If you don't have a strap, you can take a plastic bound locust. I like to just bend the strap in half so that it's like doubled. That way it's easier to hold on to. And then bring the strap behind you. It's going to lay right above your, right above your hips, right here, okay? And the tighter your shoulders are, the wider your hand position is going to be. Typically, it's about 6 to 8 inches that we're gonna work with, but it may be more for you or less, okay? So let's cross our 10 toes down and lift the knees up. Roll the inner thighs to the ceiling. Make sure you've got your core muscles activated. Ribs are down, navel's drawing, and pelvic floor is lifted. All right, so pressing the feet down, hands are on the strap. As you lift the chest, tug the strap apart, and you feel that's good for your wrist. You could pick up your feet. Strong, long inhalations as well as exhalations. Inhalation brings in prana, life force. Let's take another breath there. Good, now let your body come down, tip a cheek to the mat. Open and close your fist a few times. Good, and then bring your forearms back out in front of you. We're going to take half bow poses here to open up the quadriceps a little bit more. All right, so bending your left knee, reach behind and grab your left ankle. If this is available, use your strap too. Now reach the right arm out, engage the core. Let's see, we're gonna lift that right arm, lift the left thigh, pick up the right leg, and don't hold the breath. Do your best to really use your breath. Good, let's bring the arm down, cross the arms in front, bend both knees and just rock from side to side. And then the feet to the floor. Let's go the other way. So now we're gonna do that half bow on the other side. Really important, ribs down, navel in, pelvic floor lift. So you're snapping in the Legos to protect your back. All right, and then let's go the other way. So we're gonna reach around, grab the right ankle. Let's see, we're engage the core. Let the left arm lift, the shoulders lift, the left leg lifts up if you can. And focus on a long, strong inhalation. Good, and then let's bring the arms down, bend the knees, and rock from side to side. Touch the feet, hands by your ribs, lift the chest. We're gonna come into a child's pose. Try to keep your knees parallel for this one. And if it's not available, don't worry, it's just, we wanna internally rotate here. In back bends, we internally rotate the pelvis. And then let the head slide, glide onto your forearms. And we'll take one more back bend here. Could be cobra, could be up dog. Right, so press your feet down, engage the core. The eyes are rolling up. You can bring your hands back for cobra. Lift the chest if you want to come up into up dog. Take up dog. And then roll over the toes. Let's take down dog. Counterposing those back bends. In down dog, we're in flexion. In cobra up dog, we're in extension. They're opposite actions. Look up, lift your heels, stepper up it. Monkey stretch, fold forward, rise up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart. Good. From here, take a moment, let's get a sip of water. Check the time. Okay, so have some water, and we'll keep going. All right. All right, so we're gonna do a combination of standing one leg balances. And just so you know where you're going, you can put your hand on the wall too. We're gonna come into King Dancer, and then come through to a crane's pose, and then come into tree pose. So we're gonna link those three together, right? So let your shoulders draw down, zip up the tight pair of jeans. Hands on the hips, elbows drawing in. Pick up your right foot and grab the ankle or the top of the foot. And then take your, if you like, bring your fingertips in Goddess Mudra, fingertips touch. And let's take this King Dancer. Now bring the left hand to your hip. Let go of your ankle. Swing the legs straight back, straight through as you pull your elbows together. And then lift your arms up, touch your palms together. And then bend the knee and let's come into tree pose. Hips are hugging in. Find a focal point, a gaze point. Maybe even add a little back bend here. And you might lose your way when you do that. And then we'll neutralize. Exhale the arms down, pull the right knee in, and shake it all off, okay? No competition, just an exploration. So let's ribs draw down, navel draws in, lift the pelvic floor, hands come to the hips, elbows draw back. And now we're gonna pick up the left foot, step into the whole right foot and grab the foot. You can use your strap too. All right, and then let's take the fingertips out, Goddess Mudra. So tapping into this Goddess energy, like our authentic true self, stepping into our light. All right, now we're gonna bring the hand down, hands to the hips, elbows draw back, swing the leg out, stretch through the heel of your foot, bring the palms up, bend the left knee and tap into tree pose. Lift out of your waistband maybe, and take a soft back bend. Neutralize, pull the knee forward, and then exhale, arms and legs shake off. Okay, so let's see, we're gonna take ourselves into a wide-legged pose in the center of our mat, and put 2 blocks on either side. 2 blocks on either side, in case you need those, because we're gonna turn to the side, and you might like to have a block on either end of your mat, okay? So, stretch the arms out. Let's see, we're gonna bring the left hand to the left thigh, right arm up and over the ear. Open the arms out. Let's bring the right hand to the right thigh, left arm up and over the ear. Open the arms out, pivot and turn your left foot, warrior 2. Goddess fingertips, Goddess Mudra. Let's take our reverse warrior with the Goddess Mudra. And then open the arms out. Left forearm, left thigh, right arm up and over the ear, side angle stretch with Goddess Mudra. If you want, take your left hand to the ground or the block. Side angle, full side angle pose. We're gonna all meet in warrior two. Looking at our left foot, windmill down touch. You can always put your block underneath your right hand. And then let's stretch this left arm up. Bring the left hand down. Bring the right knee down into a deep hip flexor stretch. Hands are going to come to the inside edge of your left foot, lizard lunge. Take the left foot, turn it. Now bend the elbows and bring the arms down, or put your hands on your block. Good. Now from here, we're going to take a kneeling quadricep stretch. If you feel like this is too deep for you, pull your right knee forward and you're just going to make this trimmed up, right? So let's bring this left foot to parallel. We don't want that knee turned out. Bend your right knee, reach behind you, grab your left foot. All right, now you can twist away from center. Some of you might be able to bring your right forearm down onto a block of the ground. Big hip flexor stretch. So only do that if it seems like a good idea and you're not in struggle. All right, now look to the ground, release that. We're gonna frame the left foot with our hands. Curl the back toes, sweep this left leg up. Turn the left foot, bend the left knee, hip flexor stretch. Straighten the left leg, pull the knee in, core plank. Sweep the left leg up, bend the knee, hip flexor stretch. Straighten the left leg, pull the knee in, step through, and we're gonna come into pyramid poses. All right, so step your right foot in about a foot, widen the left foot. Once you've got your hands touching, you can use this block. You need some extra length, right? Inhale, lengthen, exhale, pull. And take a few more breaths here. Let's add the twist. Pavrita Trikonasana, right hand on the ground, left arm to your hip, take your turn. And reach and stretch to the left arm. Bring the left hand down. Right foot, bring it to parallel, let's scoot the toes back. Now we're just gonna turn to the side, so turn back to the right. And let's just bring the forearms down for a moment and just catch your breath for a couple breaths. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Head and press into the hands. Take a long walk with your fingertips. So you bring your fingertips out, fan out the fingertips and drop your head. Really claw the fingertips into the earth. Feel the energy moving into your arms. Hasta bandhas, the hand lock. Good, and then we'll lift the head and walk in toward our feet. All right, now we're going to take a little twist. Walk over to your left foot and grab your left foot with your hands. You can grab your shins or your thighs and bend the right knee. You feel this in the lats, right up your upper body, upper side of your body on the right side. But now straighten and let's take a twist. Again, right hand on the foot or up higher, left hand to the hip, stretch and reach the left arm up. Bring the left hand down. Let's walk to the middle. And we're gonna go the other way. So we're gonna walk over to the right foot. Hold the foot, shin, or thigh on the right leg. Hold on tight, bend the knee and tuck. A hard place to get to. All right, now straighten. And now twist. Left hand on your foot, your shin or your thigh, and now let's reach up. Right hand comes down, we'll come to the middle, and then hands to the hips come up. All right. Right foot's gonna turn, bend the knee. Stack the knee over the ankle, open the arms, goddess, fingertips, mudra, reverse the warrior. Open the arms out. Bring the right forearm to the right thigh, reach and stretch with your fingertips. Side angle preparation. Feel free to use your block behind your right leg or put your hand on the ground. All right, we'll all meet warrior two. Windmill down touch. Bring your left knee down. Lizard lunge, right foot turning. Forearms coming down onto the ground or the blocks. Let's breathe here. Let's take a moment or two more. All right, now we're gonna press in to the earth, come back, and come into a kneeling quadricep stretch. So this deep position may be available to you, it may not. You can always scoot this left knee in. You can go to your side too, if this isn't for you, right? So engaged in the core, reach with your left hand to your left foot, hold the top of the foot. Now bring the right hand around, hold the foot with the right hand. Now the left arm is free to touch the ground. The right foot turning on a slight angle will take this flat stretch. You can bring this forearm down if it's accessible, or play with using maybe a block here. So take your time, there's no rush. And then releasing your back foot. Let's bring this right foot to the center. We're gonna step into three-legged dog. Curl the left toes, lift the knees, sweep the right leg up, three-legged dog. Right foot turning, bend the knee. Hip flexor stretch. Straighten the right leg, pull the knee in, core plank. Sweep the right leg up. Right foot turns, bend the knee, hip flexor, stretch. Straighten the right leg. We're gonna pull the knee through and step through. All right, and then if you've got the mat roll under, just bring it back. And let's come into pyramid. Step the left foot forward, go wider with your right foot. You've got a block if you need it. All right, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Let's bring the left hand down, right thumb to the right hip crease, pull the navel in, turn, and then extend. Right hand comes down, left foot to parallel. Stretch back with your left foot. Now you could add a vinyasa here or let it go. Maybe take something you haven't done yet today. Maybe an up dog if you haven't worked there yet. And let's lift and hold our down dog for a few moments. Lift the heels, bring the knees down, soften the upper back, and let's walk the hands up with the puppy. And surrender your forehead, chin, chest, or throat to the ground. So now lift your head and let's bring the forearms down. And come into Sphinx pose. Take a few moments here and just check into your inner space, your inner awareness, and your breath. Good. And then let your arms press down and lift the heart. Walk the knees toward your wrists and sit on one side or the other. So coming around, moving into bridge pose. So we're going to take a bridge pose, and then we'll do a second back bend. It could be a supported bridge, or it could be full wheel or Dhanurasana if that's in your practice. Don't have to, remember, it's just how you feel each time you come to the mat. So let's come into the classic bridge to start. Walk onto your elbows. And just feel yourself getting grounded. We'll bring the ribs toward the hips, the navel toward the ground, the pelvic floor will lift, and now you feel your back gets more grounded. And then let's let the arms come up and make fists, and then pull the arms along the sides of the body. Right? So press the arms down, stamp the feet down, take an inhale, and as you exhale, press the hips, the pelvis up. Your arms can rest along the sides of your body if that feels like appealing or it feels like just right. Stay there. If you want to bind, interlace the hands underneath the back. Tuck the shoulders under. And let's all come to the Ujjayi breath. We'll take one more full inhale and then exhale. Release the hands and then let the body come down nice and slow. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees widen, and we'll take a couple breaths here in Supta Baddha Konasana. Good. And you can stay here and rest for a bit. Otherwise, you can pull your knees in and take a second bridge pose, or you could take a supported bridge. So you could slide the block flat on its narrow side or tall side, or if you like, full wheel Urdhva. I like to set up with the tall block because it really opens up your hip flexors. So stamp your feet down, and again, we're going to go off on our own here. Do what is best for you. If you like and you want to open up your hip flexors and this is available, you can just stay here. It's awesome. So step into the feet, lift the hips up. And I put the block, I sit on the tall block. Now I've got so much space here in the front of my thighs, my hip flexors. It lifts the chest too. Again, feel free, stay right here. If you'd like, continue on. Let your arms come up and behind you. Turn your fingertips toward your shoulders. Keep your arms wide, and you want to put the shoulders on the back. So plug the shoulders into their sockets like you've been doing. Press into the fingertips. Core needs to be activated, and then lift to the crown of your head. That might be plenty. If you want to lift up, press up from there, you will. And breathe. When you're ready to come down, look up so you can let the head lightly touch the ground. And we'll all meet back together. If you were in wheel, let your fingertips rest along toward your heels. Let's see, we're going to press into the floor and lift the hips up and bring the block down. Let's bring the soles of the feet together again. Let's just take a few breaths here. And we can put the hands, both of our hands on the heart chakra, center just above your sternum, or the anatomical heart. We'll bring the arms open then. Let the knees draw up. Widen your feet to the edges of the mat. Now, when you've done a big back bend like that, you don't want to go into a deep twist, right? You want to do something more neutralizing. So feet are wide, knees are bent, drop your knees to the left. We're going to take a windshield wiper here. And pull the knees back up and drop the knees to the other side. Pull the knees back up. Now you might repeat a second windshield wiper or bring your feet together. Pull the legs up, squeeze the legs together, take a deeper twist that you've warmed up for, and then drop the knees to the left. If you want. Windshield wiper or a deeper twist. Let's come back to the center. And here, if you're in the windshield wiper, just pull your legs up and just press the back down a few times. So Apanasana in your heart pose. And if you're using my playlist and we're not toward the end of it yet, just scoot forward to the last song. All right, and then we'll bring the knees over to the other side. Maybe Decide if it should be a wider position or the legs closer together. Take another breath here. Full inhale and exhale. And we'll pull the knees in and rock a little side to side. Place the feet on the mat. And then hit the pause for a moment. Just knees bent, feet flat. Be the observer. This is a training ground for us. We're off the mat in our everyday life, in our challenges, obstacles, or interactions, to really be tapped in. And then we'll stretch our legs out and come into full Shavasana. Feel free to edit, use any props that you like. If you want to come back to legs up the wall, you could. Let's rest here. So very slowly, quietly, gradually begin to connect back to yourself, to your body and your breath. And stretch out longer on your mat. Begin to move the fingers and toes, deepen the breath. And then we'll draw the knees in toward the heart. Give yourself an embrace. And for this morning, let's rock up to seated. And we'll come into cross-legged position, Sukhasana, sweet seat, or some other seated position. Just realign your spine. If you want, bring your index fingers and thumbs together, Goddess Mudra. This time we'll just let the hands rest here. I'm going to share a quote from Martha Graham. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there's only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and will be lost. And from here, we can bring the palms together in front of the heart center. Make a moment of gratitude for the practice and for being together today and for your body's ability to complete the practice. And then to end class, we'll bring the fingertips up to the forehead. Take a moment, honor yourself first. And from there, we'll bow to one another to say namaste. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Namaste. Great to be with you guys today. If anyone wants to turn on their audio and say hello.
Hello, everyone. Exactly what I need, Megan.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Absolutely.
Drink some extra water. True. And this is hilarious. It's Murphy's Law. Just as I started class, I got a knock on my door. The pool guy had shown up early. Anyway, he's been out there.
You have a pool guy.
Namaste, my friends. Have a good day. And Sandy, anything you want to let us know?
Yeah, I wanted to let everyone know that this Sunday we have a 3-part meditation workshop starting with Susan Short. Sorry, you're up on a monitor. We have a 3-part meditation series with Susan Short starting of touching sky meditation. Great way to tap into your authenticity, right? Is to take that time to meditate and to center and to get there. And then we have coming up also a down dog free approach to vinyasa with Lane Fenrich, one of Allie's original instructors. And they'll be working together to present that. And then in about a month from now, Allie's going to be doing advanced arm balances. So hopefully lots of stuff online. The meditation workshop, you can either come online or in the studio. It's entirely up to you.
That's great. Thank you.
Good to see everybody. And the
practice.
practice.
Have a good day. All right.
Thanks, Megan.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Miss
Bye.
everyone.
See you, Dar.
Yeah, good to see you.